what and how to navigate the murky waters of uh, money. And we said that why should we talk about money at this time? It's because money is important in marriage. It's important in life. It's important in relationship. Okay, there are a lot of marriageable age women out there, but the guys are not proposing. It's not because they don't want to propose. It's because they are checking their bank account, they are checking their pockets, and saying, "Ah, this money that is not even enough for only me yet, I now want to go and involve." So it's complicated. It's more like implicating yourself. So that's why it's the way it is. Okay, so it's important we understand these things. Everything in our lives is linked in one way or another to money. Money either enhances or inhibits what we can have and what we can do, right? So if money is so important, why do most of us learn about it only by trial and error? A lot of people learn about money only by trial and error. I mean, you would never go to a swimming pool and then you don't know how to swim and then go and jump in the deep end of the swimming pool. Nobody would do that. In fact, most people, this is what they do. When they get to the swimming pool, that after plenty psychs from friends, they now get to the swimming pool, they now ask, please, where is the deepest part of this pool? They now show them the markings on the floor. You see, from here to here is 1 feet to 3 feet to 5 feet. Then from here to here is from 10 feet to 25 feet. Then they have a conference within themselves. They call themselves their name. Like Kolo. 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 So you see that part. Don't ever go there. You have that conversation within yourself, and then you see them. They go to the where kids are, where they can see the ground, and they see that people are, their feet are on the ground, and then they sit at the edge of the pool first. And then they are just using their leg in the water. And they say, jump in. I say, no, I'm okay. I'm fine. I'm all right. I just love it like this. And then the friends, after having fun for like 20 minutes, they come back again. Aren't you going to enter this water? I say, don't worry. I'm fine like this. And then somehow they set the person up and push them. And then when they land in the water, they're so scared. But once their feet touches the ground, like, okay, then they remain on that spot. Okay, but money issues, it's really, really important, but we don't learn about it. We are not intentional. We're not deliberate about it. No, we just go with the flow. And we've been saying a whole lot about money lately. We've talked about 3 things people do with money. People spend money, people waste money, and people invest money. Now, which side of the divide do you belong to? Do you spend money, or do you waste money? Or maybe, lucky you invest money. The difference between the rich and the poor: when the poor gets money, they want to pay bills first. They want to settle this, settle that, and then at the end of the day, it is what is remaining. That's what they think of investing. But the rich, when they get money, they are looking for investment. In fact, investment is on the ground already, and they just push the funds into that investment. And then what is remaining is what they now, spend. So which one are you? Which side of the divide do you belong to? You are where you are today because of the decisions you made yesterday. And if things are going to change, it's not by prayer and fasting. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying praying is not important. I believe in God. Okay. But there are certain things you must do for yourself. The fact that you're spiritual, the fact that you're a Christian does not mean you should shut down your brain. You are given for a reason. It's not for decoration. So it's not by prayer. It's by thinking. It's by being deliberate and making up your mind that yes, you would turn things around. That's when things change. You know how they say, oh, don't worry. Time has a way of just changing everything. It's a lie. It's a lie from the pit of hell. If you do nothing about something, it remains the same. and there's a possibility that it even gets worse. Okay, so some of the things that we've talked about developing that investment mindset, having that investment mindset, and don't just be about spending money, wasting money. Have an investment mindset. And we last time we were together, we talked about three things people do with money. They spend money, they waste money, they invest money. So I also shared with you guys guidelines for wise spending, and the different messages we got from people told us that a lot of people have issues with saving money. People don't save money. They don't. They just like, look, this money is not enough. How would you expect me to be saving from this money? If you cannot save from small money, when big money comes, you can't save too. Because expenses and income, they will gang up on you. They always have meeting. Say anytime any money comes in, expenses just come up, follow us. So there would always be something much more that you need to also put money into. So if you're not deliberate and intentional about your money, you just see that even with the big money you are receiving, you still have 0 naira in your savings account. All right, we talked about guidelines for wise spending. Ask yourself these questions before you spend next time. And number one question, do you really need it? Number two question, is it the right price? Three, is the timing right? Is there a substitute for it? Is there any major disadvantage? Have you researched the item? Will its value increase? Does it require expensive upkeep? Have you compared prices? Is your spouse in agreement for those who are married? Oh yeah. I mean, what we do, my wife and I run a joint account, okay? But anybody can spend from the account. But the moment what you are spending on is going to be above 10K, you have to call. Yeah, you have to seek the other person's consent. Now, when you begin to seek consent, that's when you say, why do you need that thing? Is it really important? And then you begin to defend your budget. It's interesting. All right. So is your spouse in agreement? Will you still want it this bad next week or next month or next year as you do today? Or does delay means denial? These are questions you need to ask yourself before spending. Will this purchase improve the quality of your life? Is it affordable within your present financial capability and budget? Does it complement your values and beliefs? Will it help you achieve your vision and purpose in life? Now, these and many more should be considered before you spend. Very, very important. And we said that number three thing people do with money is they invest it. The people, many waste money, many people spend money, but only few invest money. Now let's break it down. Fools waste money. Average people spend money. Wise people invest money. Which side of the divide do you belong to? Now, the major proof that you have eradicated toxic mindset and have investment mentality in place is that you no longer live your life wasting or spending money, but you are primarily into investing money. Many people find it very difficult to develop investment mindset and practice wealth creation principles because they don't know how to relate with the factors that affect the kind of mentality they have and also affect the mentality that rules them at all times. So factors that shape one's mentality. There are, 7 major factors that shape the mentality and mindset of all human. And if you know them, you will be able to control how they influence or shape you. Now, due to space, or better still, due to time, we'll be able to I'll be able to share 1 or 2. Okay. Number 1 factor is your upbringing or family background. Many people stay at the bottom of the ladder in life because they refuse to divorce themselves from things they have picked up and operate by. based on their upbringing and background. You may have a negative or dysfunctional background or upbringing, and that definitely contributes to shape the kind of mentality you have, but you must not allow your background to hinder your higher ground. You mustn't allow your background to hinder your higher ground. And someone said, not someone, I think Les Brown. Les Brown said, look, if life hits you so hard that you land on the floor, make sure you are landing on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up. If you can look up, you can definitely get up. So you can separate yourself and be free. Reject every mindset limitation or barrier that has been erected in your mind as a result of your upbringing and background. Number 2 is your environment. The second thing that that shapes people's mentality, apart from their upbringing and background, is their environment. Your environment has a lot to do with your mentality and progress in life, but does not sentence you to a life of doom without option. Where you live matters. Where you work matters. Where you school matters. Where you hang out matters. Where you worship matters. All right. When a shark is put in an aquarium at birth, the longest it can grow into is just few inches because of its environment. But after that same shark is put into the ocean and it grows into its full potential in no time. Oh yeah. Now, you may need to change your environment or change yourself within the same environment to win, but don't settle for less. Don't settle for less. Number 3 thing is your exposure. The third thing that affects the shape and shapes people's mentality is their level of exposure. Many people are born, they live and die within the same locality or state of their entire nation without ever stepping out to know that the world does not start and end in their backyard. Lack of exposure has made a lot of people have a very primitive, myopic, and warped views of things and life in general. Now, wisdom demands that you do all you can to gain exposure. Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding in different areas of life. Traveling, excursion, read books, get CDs and DVDs, watch. Don't only watch movies, read magazines, documentaries, biographies, and network with quality people. Very important. As it says in the great book, that it's only iron that sharpens iron. And that's how a friend sharpens the countenance of his other friend. Who are your friends? Some people need to fire some friends in their lives, like right now. In fact, since yesterday. Okay? Show me your friend and I'll tell you who you are. And then there's another part that most of us don't remember. Show me your friend and I'll tell you who you are and who you will become. The person you follow determines what follows you. So it's important that you are intentional about these things. These are all some of the things that can help us get exposed. What you expose yourself to determine the exposure you get. So be careful and discerning when exploring any of the above avenues so as not to expose yourself to mental pollution. Now, talking about mental pollution, there's a lot of that happening now. I said it last week. People send forwarded messages, send this one to 10 people and see what will happen to you next week. I don't want it. I don't care. Okay, you send to me, I block you. It's not because I hate you. It's just simple. It tells me the kind of person you are. And it means that you are not the kind of person I want to be relating with. Oh, yeah. So, I'm deliberate about my life, deliberate about my finances. Are you deliberate about yours? Are you intentional about these things? We'll leave it here. We'll continue some other time. Don't stray. We'll take this short break and we'll come back.